Hey guys, I'm Chase Brogan and I've tested a lot of robotic pool cleaners over the years, and usually the trade-off is pretty simple. If you wanted something powerful enough to clean the entire pool, climb the walls, scrub the water line, and intelligently navigate obstacles, you normally end up with a giant expensive machine that weighs an absolute ton. But this right here is the Wybot B1 cordless robotic pool cleaner, and honestly, this thing really surprised me. Because somehow Wybot managed to build a robotic pool cleaner that's super compact, lightweight, cordless, and still capable of full pool cleaning, including the floor, walls, edges, and even the water line. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how the B1 performs in a real pool, how well it handles leaves, dirt, and debris, how the wall climbing works, and the smart features, and even the app functionality, and whether or not this is actually worth it for you to pick up for your daily pool maintenance. So let's check it out. Alright guys, so first impressions here, the first thing I noticed about the B1 is just how compact and lightweight it is compared to a lot of the other robotic pool cleaners out there on the market today. Now this thing weighs only 6.5 kilograms, which makes a huge difference when you're carrying it around, dropping it into the pool, or pulling it back out afterwards. And honestly, I think this is one of the biggest advantages here. A lot of robotic pool cleaners are super big, and they feel bulky, industrial, and honestly kind of annoying to move around. The B1 feels much more approachable and user-friendly. It almost feels more like a smart home device than a giant pool maintenance machine. And setup is extremely simple. You can charge it up, press the power button, and place it into the pool, and it immediately gets to work. No hoses, no tangled cords, no complicated installation. And because it's completely cordless, the whole experience just feels cleaner and more modern. Now before we talk features, let's get into what everybody cares about most, the cleaning performance. And honestly, the B1 performs surprisingly well. You can see here it's picking up leaves, dirt, and sand, and even smaller debris from the bottom of the pool very aggressively. And what's interesting is the way the robot moves compared to traditional robotic pool cleaners. Instead of using a traditional belt system, the B1 uses a four-wheel drive setup combined with quad roller brushes. That might sound like a small detail, but it's actually changing the way that the cleaner navigates the pool. The traction is really impressive, it handles uneven surfaces well, transitions cleanly, and it does a surprisingly good job avoiding obstacles without constantly getting stuck. The brand actually calls this active traction obstacle avoidance, and after watching it run for a while, I can definitely see what they mean. It doesn't just randomly bounce around like some cheaper cleaners out there on the market. It actually feels much more intelligent in the way that it moves throughout your pool. And another thing that I noticed here is how much debris the roller system pulls in while moving along the floor and walls. I mean, you can literally see leaves and debris getting sucked directly into the cleaner while the brushes help agitate everything loose, especially when it comes up on dirt buildup areas. Now, one of the most visually impressive parts of this cleaner is definitely the wall climbing and water line cleaning, because the water line is usually where pools develop buildup from oils, grime, sunscreen, and even debris. A lot of lower end robot cleaners completely ignore the water line area altogether, but the B1 is designed specifically for full pool cleaning, including the floor, walls, and the water line. And from what I've seen, it actually does a pretty solid job maintaining traction while cleaning vertically. The four-wheel drive system definitely helps here, and then you also have side brushes that help the cleaner reach edges and corners more effectively. That's another area where debris usually collects. The B1 is actually trying to clean those harder to reach sections too. And honestly, when you watch the underwater footage here, you really start to appreciate how much coverage this thing gets over time. Now, another big feature here is the smart functionality and multiple cleaning modes. The B1 includes 5 different cleaning modes depending on the type of cleaning you want to do. So if your pool just needs a quick maintenance run, there's actually a quick cleaning mode designed for smaller pools that can clean in about an hour. And if you need more thorough cleaning coverage, you can also let it run longer for deeper cleaning sessions. Inside the app, you can manage cleaning modes and different settings depending on your pool setup. And one important thing that the brand mentions inside the app before using your robot is you should select the correct pool material and bottom shape inside the app. This helps optimize the cleaning behavior and navigation performance. I also like the fact that the B1 supports OTA updates, which basically means that the cleaner can continue receiving improvements and optimizations over time. Now let's talk battery life, because that's obviously important with a cordless robotic cleaner. The B1 is rated for about 100 to 120 minutes depending on the cleaning mode you're using. And when cleaning in Eco Floor mode, it can run for up to around 2 hours. Now complete charging time is about 3 hours on this unit, so realistically this cleaner is designed more as a daily maintenance companion rather than a giant once-a-week industrial deep cleaning machine. Because if you run this regularly, your pool stays consistently clean without needing a huge cleaning session later on. Now maintenance on the cleaner itself is also pretty easy and really basic. The B1 uses a 2-liter filtration basket with 180 micron filtration. So after cleaning, you just simply remove the filter basket, dump out the debris, rinse it off, and you're basically ready for the next run. Another nice quality of life feature is the self-parking functionality. When the battery gets low, the robot automatically parks itself near the pool wall for easy retrieval. Now, as far as the compatibility goes, the B1 works with both above ground and in-ground pools, and it's designed to work across different pool materials and shapes as well. So it's definitely a really flexible cleaner. Now, at the end of the day, who's this really for? Honestly, I think the B1 makes the most sense for people who want a practical everyday robotic pool cleaner that doesn't feel overly complicated or ridiculously expensive. You still get wall climbing, you still get waterline cleaning, you still get app control, and you still get smart cleaning modes, but in a much smaller, easier to manage package. And I think a lot of people are going to appreciate that, especially if you're used to putting off getting a robotic pool cleaner because the larger models just seem too bulky or intimidating. Overall, I think the Wybot B1 does a really solid job of balancing portability, smart features, and cleaning performance. The biggest strengths for me personally on here are definitely the compact lightweight design, the surprisingly strong wall climbing performance, the intelligent obstacle handling, and the fact that it genuinely cleans the full pool instead of just one floor. For daily maintenance, this thing honestly makes a lot of sense, especially if you want something cordless that's easy to use and doesn't require a ton of setup or effort. So if your pool is in need of cleaning and you don't want to do it yourself, definitely check out the Wybot B1. There's a link in the description of this video. Click that link, learn a little bit more about this product. Hit me up in the comments, let me know what you guys thought. Be sure to give me a subscribe right here on YouTube, and I'll see you guys on the next video.